Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you all again. It's been ages since I have live streamed. I think it's been like 2 months or something. So if you're here for the live stream, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining me this evening. If you're here as a YouTube video, thank you for jumping into the video. Today, I finally have got a ton. I think it's maybe 200 cards, or roughly 200 vintage cards. There's a couple modern cards in here, but really not that many. I'm not really big into the modern cards, and I'll go into that as the video goes on. I kind of want to save that for a bit of a chat later. And hello to everyone in the chat. I hope all the audio is working perfectly. It's been ages since I streamed. I had to reset up the whole streaming thing, so I'm not 100% sure if everything's being captured, if you can hear me, if you can hear the music, if you can see out the camera and everything. So I appreciate you all guys for tuning in, especially after me being absent for so long. I've been having to look for a real job now that I've graduated. So it's been fun, but now it's time to get back into the Pokemon. So thank you to everyone that's saying hi in chat. I appreciate you guys. It's awesome to be back. I'm gonna try be doing this a little bit more, trying to get back into, you know, boosting up the store again, because the prices in Pokemon have just been going absolutely nuts recently, especially with modern. One of the reasons I don't really have that much modern in my store right now is just because it's so expensive. Even in Japan, it's super expensive, and even, you know, some small stores are kind of I don't know how to put it, putting up their prices on purpose, knowing that foreigners are going to be basically buying their cards. They know that they're shipping to me to, you know, sell to you guys, so they think that, you know, it can be difficult. It can be difficult, that's for sure. So let's see what happens. Hopefully my prices are all good. I haven't got my prices ready yet, so don't ask me what my prices are on any of these cards. I don't know. I got these in the mail yesterday. You know, I've got to add up, you know, the shipping, the taxes, what it cost me. But, you know, I'm, like I say to you guys every time, I'm not really doing this to make money. I'm just doing it so everyone can get stuff pretty cheap, because right now in the Pokemon universe, it's almost impossible to get anything cheap. Even if you have a supplier like me, it's still not cheap. So yeah, Derek, I am going to be getting the newest set. I just don't know when. It's been difficult for me and my supplier. We managed to get the promos, but the boxes are just, even in Japan, $100+ and, you know, by the time that gets to me, so once I've paid it, once I paid my supplier's fee, once I paid that shipping, it's too expensive for me to resell. Basically, I can get the boxes in, but I can only get them in for a really expensive price, and I don't want to be selling things at, you know, an expensive price, because it's unfair on you guys. It's just difficult. It's difficult right now to find anything. Luckily though, there are those small stores which are, you're able to get good prices on cards, so that's where I've been going, but just very difficult. Modern is, you know, it's weird. Vintage is almost cheaper than modern right now, not in terms of sealed product, but in terms of just cards in general. And I'm talking about holos, big cards. Very popular Pokemon are all very affordable, but if you look at the alt cards right now, or the hyper rares or anything, they're all $100+, and that's not even for the expensive ones. That's just for, you know, regular cards. Yeah, like you said, Derek, yeah, the alt art Rayquaza, I think it is, you know, $1,000. I think I put that on my Instagram a couple days ago. It's just I don't even know the word for it. I don't it's so tricky now. It's so tricky. Because I don't want to be putting up my prices either. So for me, it's difficult. For you guys, it's very difficult as well. Let's just hope that we can enjoy some cards tonight. Hopefully. So speaking of modern, I do have a couple modern things here, and they are these, not cards, these packs, should I say. My camera's at a very awkward angle, like my arm is like bent sideways. It's been an experience trying to set up for a live stream again. So these promos here, they come from the Sky Stream booster boxes. So I think if you buy, usually if you buy one booster box, you get one of these promos. Sometimes you have to buy 2 booster boxes to get one of these promos. But it's really cool. I do like the packaging on it. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's gold. It's like yellow gold. I don't know. But I got quite a few of those in, quite a big stack. Now, these were really interesting. These are kind of expensive. These were really difficult to get hold of in like bulk pricing. I asked my supplier, as always, to try, I don't want to be buying one off of someone. I want to buy as many as I can. So I managed to get these. These are the Pokemon Go Professor Willow promos. It's not really anything too special, but it's just because it's someone from Pokemon Go. It's the first ever release of like a person from Pokemon Go, I believe, anyway. This probably will come out in English at some point, but as far as I know, Japanese is the first one to make it come out. And you only get Professor Willow in this one. But yeah, really cool and collectible for sure. If you're into Pokemon Go, it's probably something that you want. I'm not really that big on Pokemon Go, so it's not really something I'm collecting. I kind of like the fact that it's sealed though. I could easily get the cards raw, but I thought it was cool because it has the actual Pokemon Go logo, if you will, on it. Which means it's easily identifiable for us that don't read or speak or understand Japanese. A lot of the times I look at these promos and I'm like, I have no idea what set this is from. What's the Willow approximately priced at this stage? Pokemich? I have no idea. If you give me a quick second, I can quickly go on my phone, but I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to find it in time before everyone gets bored. I'm not even logged into my account, so I couldn't tell you. I'll be able to, on my Instagram, either tonight or tomorrow morning, I'll put the price for that Pokemon Go pack for you. But it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive. I'm not talking like $30 or anything stupid like that. It'll be definitely affordable, even because I can't remember everything that I bought. But even if I have to sell it at my cost, I will. I don't really care. Yeah, I'm gutted. This is not full art too. It's just like a normal trainer card, so it's rather weird. So let's take a look at some of these cards. I need to kind of like sort through them. I haven't even looked at these honestly all that much. I was just making sure that the package and everything came in all right. So yeah, Google Translate is great, except for looking at like this text. Like, how am I supposed to like recreate this on Google Translate? I guess you got those apps now that can read it on your phone or something, but a lot of the time translation from English to Japanese is really, really tricky, so anyway, so all of these cards here that I'm going to be showing you will be vintage cards for the time being. It'll take quite a while. So the first ones are just a bunch of Hitmonlees. So before I get into this, it's easy for you guys to know what grade these are without me even kind of explaining every single time. So if you see here, it says the letter B. That says grade in Japanese, or so I assume it says grade in there. And then it says B, so it's graded B. So that's kind of like excellent to near mint. Usually on the near mint side, we can take a look at the back. See, it has a little bit of whitening on the top borders. These are good for binders and stuff. Grade Bs are great for binder cards. So all of these are grade B. I try to only get grade Bs or above in, but it's sometimes rather hard with the expensive cards. So the reason I kind of like buying from the store is because they're pre-graded. They're not my grades. This is a way to keep it like impartial. So instead of me being like, oh yeah, all my cards are grade A or grade B, someone else in Japan has already graded them. And when I send it to you guys or send it to whoever's buying it, I keep this in the same sleeve. I don't replace the sleeve or anything like that. You can see it's number 106, which is the number of the Pokemon as well. So there's no way I can kind of like switch them out without you guys knowing it. So yeah, you're right, Pokemon. If it's unique or uncommon font, Google Translate doesn't like it. Yeah, exactly like that. Sometimes I kind of given up on it. It's really difficult. I try to just ask someone who actually knows Japanese what to do. So yeah, it's pretty good. These are grade grade Bs, I would say, are all really decent condition, especially for binders. I wouldn't probably get them for like grading purposes. Oh, look at that one. That one has a nice swirl at the top. I always like looking at the kind of like different swirls on these, even though half the hollow is kind of like covered. I will take some of these out of the sleeves and show you guys later, but Hitmonlee is not the most exciting card, of course. But yeah, that's just the start. I'll kind of leave some in view. The next one we have, these are all in like one big pile, so I have to like skim through them. Next one's kind of a big card, or big for me. This one's actually grade C just because I can easily get these out and make them affordable. These are Alakazams. I will take them out of the sleeve so I can show you what a grade C looks like. So here we go. It's not too bad. Usually you can see like some scratching, so you can see like the silvering on the borders. The back's usually a bit iffy. These are definitely binder cards. Do not grade these. I would not grade anything unless they said grade A on them. Put it that way. Grade B, sometimes you can get cards which are grade B but are very, very good. And you know, it depends on the grader too. It's kind of like PSA. It depends on who's looking at these cards. If it's a young guy, new guy, they probably aren't as picky as like the older people. But you know, let's take another card here quickly and see what the difference is. Perhaps this one's better. This one might be a little bit worse. So it's kind of difficult. See, this one you can tell there's a lot of scratching. Not a lot, but a much more significant amount than the other ones we've been looking at. So that's definitely grade C. Yeah, this one's grade C. So I don't dabble in grade D or grade F, which is basically like a burned card or something stupid. But grade C is still, you know, decent condition. Definitely a binder. If you're just looking to complete your set, grade C is, you know, a very good way to go about doing it. So we're gonna get the next couple cards out. Another base set holo we have here. Grade B. Grade B Gyarados. I'll take these out. Let me see if I can find one with a swirl. I think this one has a swirl here. So can you see the swirl? A little bit, like a half swirl almost. I'll take it out of the card, out of the sleeve even. Yeah, so you can see the swirl there. This is, oops, don't really want to touch it that much without the sleeve on. This one's a little bit better condition. This one I would actually say is on the verge of grade C, to be honest with you. But again, I'm not the one grading it. It's already been pre-graded. Blame the graders in Japan. They definitely are not as strict as they are with like PSA or anything. So that's why I always say don't go by like my grades. These are just like, this just saves me from taking pictures of absolutely every card that comes through, because that would take all day long. Like I would never be able to do anything with my life if I was taking pictures of these and putting it up on the website. It'd be impossible. So yeah, let me quickly look through. Yeah, give me all the grade C. They all go in the binder either way. Yeah, exactly. That's why I like grade C ones, because if you're just collecting for your binder, just get grade C ones. Especially because a lot of the time grade C's come with a nice holo swirl. So don't ask me why, but I feel as though I'm trying to find ones to show you which have a nice swirl in it. Doesn't look like any of these have. So okay, so the next one anyway is actually a grade C anyway. It is a Misty's Gyarados. Misty's Gyarados. So as you can see, there's like a lot more facial, I don't know, scratches. This one's actually terrible. I would say this is a grade D one. So this is the issue. That to me is definitely a grade D. So I'm going to change that one because it's so bad. If they're like really, really bad for a grade C, then I just change it to a grade D anyway. See, this one is almost like I would say is a grade B. So it's really odd the way they do it in Japan. It does have a crease on the top right. But yeah, that's why I tend to stay on the grade B side rather than grade C, because grade C always has some, you know, something that is easily visible. This one's not too bad at all, actually. I can't see what's wrong with this one to make it a C. Doesn't even have any scratching on the holo. Can anyone see what's wrong with it? The up top corner might be. See, this is why I don't get you. It's hit or miss with these. But got to be impartial with the grading. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Modern. I really did try my best to look for Modern cards to sell. Just because they are so few of them right now. Because you know, everything's underprinted at the moment. Pokemon are struggling to get things out. There's now a state of emergency in Japan, which makes things slower. So usually I get these cards, once my supplier ships them to me, I get them within 2 days. This time it took 5 days, which is only 3 days longer. It's not really that big a deal, but considering, you know, 3 days extra, that's over double the amount of time it usually takes. That shows you how much things have kind of like slowed down in Japan a little bit. Anyway, these are grade B, a gorgeous, how's the way to say Gyarados? Dragonite. Look at that swirl on the top right. Love it. Gotta love that. This is one of my favorite cards ever made. Dragonite's one of my favorite Pokemon, so, but this fossil card is just the best. If I could have any fossil card in PSA 10, it would probably be this one. It's definitely not the most expensive one, but definitely the coolest, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah. Oh, you got Misty's Gyarados in CGC 9 for $100. That's not bad. Graded cards have taken a bit of a hit, haven't they, in terms of their value? It was kind of not funny, because it's not funny when people lose money, but it was definitely a learning curve for a lot of people when, you know, Pokemon became popular. All these people submitted to PSA, CGC, Beckett, you know, all the other ones as well, because there are a ton of other different ones. I know there's one that just opened up in Australia that it looks pretty nice, actually, the one in Australia. But anyway, loads of people put in all their stuff, and now everyone's getting their cards graded and back to them now, and the market is just completely saturated full of vintage cards graded. And so what happens when that happens is that, you know, sellers, are basically battling to get the best price, and buyers will only basically pay for the cheapest ones, and then that means sellers have to battle it out, see who can give away the cheapest one. It's just crazy. So there's all these slabs now lying around on eBay and other platforms where you can get them for half the price that they were this time last year, or even more than half price. So it's basically like a flooding mechanism. I know a lot of people that I follow on Instagram who are kind of like store owners or whatever, and they basically got tons of cards and put it into CGC and Beckett and PSA, and they're getting them back now, and they're selling them for a fraction of what they would have otherwise sold them for a month ago, 2 months ago, definitely a year ago. So basically, as more time goes on, the more saturated this market becomes. So if you're looking for, you know, those graded slabs, I'd hold off for a little bit longer, perhaps, and, you know, maybe a month down the road, 2 months down the road, you'll find yourself looking at even cheaper cards. You're still waiting for your February CGC sub. Yeah, man, it's you're gonna be waiting a little while longer, probably. I know someone who did put their PSA submission in, I believe it was June of last year, so over a year ago, and they still haven't got it back. So it's kind of crazy. That shows you, you know, people who were submitting those bulk grades in a year ago still haven't got them back. So this market is just going to become more and more flooded, which is good if you're a seller, good for people like us who want to collect pre-graded already. And yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm going to show you more cards here because I'm just rambling on. So here's a lot of Haunters. These guys are cheap. They're graded B, so they're decent grades. Let me see that this one here has a bottom swirl just about. But yeah, Haunter's a cool card. I often forget that there's even one which is in a holo. So they're somewhere about a third of the way through the first deck. Let me get the next ones up. So I got a Team Rocket one next. Having a hard time moving mint cards. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Even PSA 10s are finding it difficult to be sold now. So, you know, it's definitely a buyer's market at the moment. It's definitely not a seller's market. You know, I'm glad that I didn't put anything into PSA at the time. I knew as soon as things started like really slowing down at PSA, I thought to myself, there's no way I'm gonna take the chance of having my cards in there for a year and hoping the Pokemon market is staying the exact same. It just was never gonna happen. So it's just very difficult. Just very difficult if you've got your cards there. If you've got your cards there and you're keeping them, that's another story because you don't really care. Because you just want to get them graded. But here's some nice Dark Arbok. Are these grade A's? So these are supposed to be mint to near mint. These are the only ones that I would recommend grading. So let's take a good look at this. See how much of a difference. This card does look very, very clean. There's no scratching as far as I can see. I'm looking at it through the computer. I shouldn't really. There doesn't seem to be any marks on the back. It is clean. So that's what a grade A looks like. Grade A is definitely gradable. I wouldn't say it was a PSA 10 or anything like that. Japanese cards are very, very difficult, you know, when you're buying them in stores, and basically anything that's not out of a fresh pack that's Japanese is very difficult to get in a PSA 10, I believe. A lot of people never kept their cards in sleeves in Japan. They still don't keep them in sleeves. Oftentimes, if my supplier buys something off the secondary market, he has to buy the sleeves for them, so it sucks, and we have to lower the price for those. And then again in stores, once they pass, so I bought all these cards off of a local store in Japan. All of these cards are passed through, like, at least one person to the store. The store has handled it, then it's shipped to the USA. It's very difficult to get anything which would be considered a PSA 10. So even if it's grade A, grade A does not mean by any means it's a PSA 10. It just means you know, there's definitely no surface marks. There shouldn't be anything too wrong with it anyway. So yeah, it's definitely definitely very, very good when it's a grade A. It's just, I'm not saying that it's a PSA 10 though. The next one is one of my favorites from the Gym series, and it's a grade B this time. Sabrina's Alakazam. Beautiful card. I do love it. Yeah, Sabrina's Alakazam is just definitely one of my favorites. I've got such an itchy nose. That's why I keep scratching it. And you can see there's a little a little swirl on the left-hand side of that card there. Again, my lighting isn't the best, so it's very difficult to show you guys. But, yeah, let's see if this one has a hollow swirl. No, this one doesn't. But, yeah, very, very cool card. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, Charles, that, you know, these grade A's could have been from people who are freshly open packs, or it could just be people who kept them in binders. You know, if you keep a card in a binder that's sleeved, it shouldn't be any worse off than it was when you got it in the pack, even if it's 20 years later. But a lot of these people, I've noticed this with Japanese sellers especially, is they just, if it's in bulk, usually it's not in the sleeves. Usually it's really heavily taped, and that kind of like warps the cards a little bit. So I've learned a lot from dealing with Japanese cards and Japanese sellers. It's just very different from English. English sellers expect a lot more than Japanese buyers do. You know, you guys, for example, would not be okay with me sending a card with no top load. Top loaders are very, very rare in Japan for a seller to use. So that's why they always put it in cardboard. So most of my stuff, you know, if it's over basically like $2, I'll definitely use a top loader in it. Sometimes I'll put 2 cards in because I'll keep them nice and straight. Most of these top loaders that you get nowadays have enough room for you to put 2 cards in. So what we have next is, I'm making sure they're all the same grade. No, they're not the same grade. It's the same card but different grade. So we can actually compare cards, the exact same card this time. So we have base set Mewtwo. On the left we have grade C. On the right we have grade B. So this grade B one actually looks pretty decent. Let me see. This one actually could pass for a grade A. No, the back's a bit messed up. So this one looks okay. Grade B right here. Definitely a binder card. And then let's see what mess we have in grade C. I caught a couple grade C's just for people who... Oh wait, these are grade B's. Put it in the wrong pile. Gotta be careful with that. So this one looks like a grade B to me. Oh, this one's really off center though. Maybe that's why it's graded B. Oh no, there's a bit of a dent there. Look how... It's very rare for Japanese cards to be that off center. I don't think I've had one this off center before. Maybe I'll sell this as an off center one and be one of those guys that makes people pay a fortune for off center cards. I'm kidding, by the way. I'll probably sell it differently just so people know it's off center. But yeah, very, very off center for a Japanese one. Weird. I don't know if that's the reason it was grade C rather than grade B. Let's check another grade C one just to see. This one's off center too, isn't it? Top is a bit heavier than the bottom. What, did they do something to Mewtwo this print run? Yeah, there's a little, like, you can see a little crease right there. Yeah, that's why it's... The holo is actually flawless, and the back is decent too. It's a bit off center, like I said, but it's definitely just that one crease which automatically makes it a C no matter how good the rest of it is. Better not mess these up. Put them all in the same pile. We have another big card coming up next. This is one of my favorite cards ever. Right here. We have quite a few of them. Are they all the same grade? Grade Bs. Okay, so we got most of them in grade B. We only got 2 in grade C. Oh, there's a couple more up here. I'm silly. So about half are grade B and grade C. So for those who care a little bit more about the cards, this is a grade B Team Rocket's Moltres. Pretty decent. Usually the Moltres, whether it's Team Rockets or Blaine's, they have a holo. No, I keep saying that. A holo swirl, which is pretty cool. One of my favorite cards I own has a double holo swirl for the Blaine's Moltres because it just has so much holo. But yeah, pretty decent. I love these cards. The Moltres are always really, really awesome. So yeah, thank you for all of you guys in live chat for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I haven't done this in a long while. I'm trying to get back into more Pokemon stuff, but I just haven't had, not the time, but I just haven't had anything in. It's been very, very difficult to get stuff in. So I'm gonna put my seat down a little bit. Yeah, that's the thing, Charles. Quality control on this. The grades on these are basically looked at kind of like how I'm looking at it, just quickly underneath the light. Okay, that's a grade A, B, C. They don't have, it's a small store. It's not a big store. They don't have the time to hire someone probably full time to just basically grade all these cards. They probably have, part of their job is to grade cards. If someone comes in with a huge lot, they'll just be like, okay, I'll have a quick look through them. A, B, C, D, F, and there's S as well, which means sealed, but that doesn't really need any grading. That's just slapped into the thing. But yeah, I was really fortunate to get this many, because I try to get lots of the same card in. I don't want to pay, $300 for a grade A Charizard and to have only one, because I know so many people would want them. I'd rather have lots of other different cards in various number. And for everyone to kind of like get a chance to have it, because I know so many of you guys message me when I put something up on the website that you're like, oh, it's already gone. I was here the entire time. So yeah, this is a grade B Dragonite, Team Rocket's Dragonite. A lot of holo on this one. Such a nice card. You can see why it's Team B. There's a tiny scratch right here, right there. The rest of the card's decent. Even the back is nice. So you can tell the difference between the graders, because some graders would put that as an A even though there's a tiny scratch. But they are obviously a little bit more stingy. Some of these guys are stingy. Some of these guys are just like, it's whatever. But yeah, that's why I kind of look through them as well by myself to make sure that there's not some that slip through the cracks. And they say they're grade C when they're actually like grade D, or they're grade B instead of grade C, blah blah blah. Did I get a job that I was interviewing for? Yeah, so I got offered a job in LA. I didn't take it because they weren't paying me enough, and that sounds bad, but for what the job was, it wasn't enough. And I got 2 offers in Pittsburgh where I am, and I've taken one of the offers. It's a good job and everything, but I'm having to wait for my new work visa, because I'm not American. I sound American maybe, but I'm waiting for my new work visa, and they said it could take 2 months, it could take 8 months, it could take next week. You just don't know when it's going to come. So the people who hired me said, we'll just wait for you. Whenever it comes, it comes. So I have a lot of spare time on my hands. I'm not studying and I'm not working, so I thought, got to kickstart the whole YouTube thing, and definitely the store as well. So yeah, thank you for asking, Hollow. I appreciate that. Booster Boy, these go on the site on Friday. I'll put a countdown on my Instagram as normal, so you guys can kind of like get prepared and whatever for it. I don't want to slap it on and be like, hey, it's up. So yeah, thank you for the congrats, guys. I appreciate it. You guys helped me with all your nice messages on Instagram and on YouTube and stuff. I appreciate all you guys. So this one should go with the Hitmonlee, I guess. We got some Hitmonchans now. I always love these cards. I had a couple of these as a kid. I have like not a strong connection, but like whenever I see this card, I'm always really happy. And I don't particularly like Hitmonchan as a Pokemon for any reason, but this card, I just remember getting. It's one of the few times, because I was very young when Pokemon first came out, that I don't have a lot of memories. But this one I do. I do remember actually getting this one. And I do remember a lot of people in my school had it as well. So it was weird. So I'll put him next to Hitmonchan. So yeah. Yeah, thank you, Hollow. Yes, you guys can support me. Oh my gosh, my cat just jumped on the thing. Excuse me. Ugh. Don't worry, guys. There's going to be no cat hair. Michaela, can you look after the cat? She's jumped on in front of the stream on the cards. Sorry. But yeah, I appreciate you guys on the saying congratulations. That's nice. All right, so this one is cool because I don't think I've ever had this card in the store before. So I'm going to have to create a new listing for it. I actually don't think I own this card either. So I'm going to keep one of these cards. I'll keep the worst one. I always keep the worst one because it just goes in my binder and it's just set aside. I don't really care too much about it. But it is a gym, Team Rocket's Zapdos. The holo on it is not my favorite holo. I really love the artwork. Really love the artwork on these cards. I think is it grade B? Yeah, grade B. But it just doesn't seem like there's that much holo. You have to catch it in the perfect light to see, like, there you go, like the galaxy foil. But like if you put it like here, it's almost like it's not holoed at all. So it's kind of cool in one respect that the holo is kind of hidden unless you put it under a certain light. But I do love this card. It's very cool. Pretty hard to pull, I think. The guy with the supplier that I was talking to, he was saying that he never really gets many of these cards in. So that's why it's never been in my store before, because it just simply doesn't ever come into his hands that often. So yeah, exactly. That Sunny D, I should probably. It was weird actually because a lot of people asked me like. What do you do in the interviews? They're like, what do you do in your spare time? Like, what's your hobby and blah, blah, blah. And like my classic answer would be like, oh, I'm really into sports or whatever. But that's not, someone's not going to hire you because you sit in your butt and watch football or NFL or whatever. So I said like, oh, like I do YouTube and I sell Pokemon cards and blah, blah, blah. And that's what landed me all those interviews. And that's what got me like 3 job offers. I think not the entire reason, but I think quite a lot of it was because I did YouTube and did sell Pokemon cards, and I didn't just sit in my butt and watching sports all day long when I'm unemployed. So yeah, maybe I should have. I didn't put it on my resume, but I did speak about it in my interviews that I did do Pokemon cards, and it's one of those things because the interviewer could either think, man, this guy's still into Pokemon cards and he's like in his mid-20s, or they could think it's cool. One of the interviewers actually said, oh, I actually have Pokemon cards, I'm gonna have to go home and look at them and blah blah blah, because I was talking to him for a while about it. And then a lot of other people were asking me as well. Sometimes the more corporate jobs that I interviewed for, I didn't say Pokemon cards, I just said I do YouTube, but I also source product from Japan and sell it here, because they're not going to ask you, hey, like what are you bringing in. So it just depended on the interviewer. The more formal it was, the more I steered away from Pokemon. The more relaxed it was, the more I was like, yeah, I like check out my YouTube channel. And a lot of them did actually check out the YouTube channel. because I got second or third interviews and like, oh, we checked it out, it was pretty good. But yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I'm a closet Pokemon card collector. Exactly. That's probably the better version of what I should have said, but you know, I always say things in a big, very roundabout way. This card here, so back to actual Pokemon cards. This card here is one of the cards I was talking about earlier. It's one of my favorite cards ever. I highly recommend, if you don't have it, and this is not me being like a salesman or anything, I'm just saying, if you don't have this card yet, you definitely should get it. It is awesome. They're in grade B, so they're pretty good condition because these cards have the most holo out of basically any card that I know of. I think it probably is the most holo out of any card that I have here. And it is the gorgeous Blaine's Moltres. Super, super hard to get a good grade in this. Like, I'm not talking about graded as in Japanese graded. I'm talking about like PSA 10 or Beckett or CGC or just PSA anything. Super, super hard because there's just so much holo on this thing. And this looks clean. Like, this is grade B. It's going to be clean. The reason it's probably a grade B is something on the back. This actually could be grade A. Maybe there's 2 specks at the top. That's what's not allowing it to be a grade A. Let's take a look at another one. See if we got one with a holo on it. I said it again. A holo swirl. This one doesn't have a holo swirl. I'm just trying to check because the ones with the holo swirl are so sweet. This one has like not really a holo swirl. It just has a lot of like it's like half holo swirls, I guess. But yeah, so cool. One of my favorite cards. Super, super cool. If I could only own one card that's like just like a I'm not talking about Charizards or Gold Stars or anything, but just like regular vintage holos, it would definitely be this one without a doubt. So all of these are grade B, I think. Grade B. Yeah, all grade B. So they're all in good condition too. So super happy about that. Super happy. They're probably the most expensive card that's here. They're not like super expensive, but I'm just saying most of these cards are not that expensive. But that one is definitely the more expensive one just because it's so difficult to get in grade B or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they're just really difficult to find. A lot of them, there was a lot at the store that they said were like grade Ds, and I just don't like buying grade Ds. At the first time I bought from that store, I bought grade Ds, and there was like, I literally got a card that had like a fold, and like the card looked like it had been folded in half and then straightened in the top loader, and I was just like, never again. No, I'm not doing that. C is as low as I can go because C usually you get a couple of holo scratches and a couple pieces of whitening here and there. It's not that bad though. But yeah. Grade Bs, you know, PSA is so difficult and so topsy-turvy with their grading. I couldn't even begin to tell you what a grade B or a grade A or grade C could give you in PSA form, because PSA, I've seen PSA 8s that could be 10s. I've seen 10s that could be 8s. I've seen 5s that could be 8s. I've seen 8s that could be 5s. It's ridiculous. It's all over the place. I don't understand how PSA or really any grading company does their grading accurately. I know a lot of people who say they have a PSA 10 Charizard and they refuse to get it graded because they are regraded because they got a new. So it's back when PSA had their old cases, and now there's the new cases, and you kind of want to get a new case, fresh case. You might get rid of the dust and whatever. Yeah, sorry, she put me off my train of thought there. But yeah, it's PSA are just all over the place with the grading. But hopefully that what was it called? Geniment, the tech company that PSA bought to help with the grading. Hopefully that, you know, sorts out or at least evens out what cards are considered to be a 10, an 8, a 9, whatever. But yeah. Oh god, sorry Pokejohn, I missed your message. I've seen why everyone was talking about 8.5. I was like, where did I say 8.5? Yeah, that's awesome, Pokejohn. 8.5 is not bad at all for a grade B Moltres, man. Not bad at all. The grade A ones, and there was only 2 or 3 of them at the store, they were above $100, and I was like, I'm not gonna bother spending $100 because then it'd be like way more for you guys. Grade B seems to always be fine, especially for those molt traces, because if the holo is clean, you're usually guaranteed a pretty decent grade, because it's always the holo that's the problem with those 8.5s. But yeah, 8.5 is definitely solid, man. You definitely made money on that card for sure if it was an 8.5. And it would probably be a 9 with PSA. CGC are a more difficult grade, or more harsh graders than PSA are. So, you know, I wouldn't say get it regraded, because 8.5 is definitely something to be happy about. But yeah, definitely something. I'm glad that it was an 8.5, man. I'm definitely glad. It's very difficult, like I said before, very difficult bringing in cards from Japan that are going to be a 10, just because of the shipping, because of how much they've been handled before they've got to me. Unless I'm opening the packs, I can't really guarantee pretty much anything. But yeah, awesome. Thank you for that, Pokejohn, for letting people know. That's also, yeah, exactly. You're right. Like, some grade A's you get from me are 8.5s as well. It's the luck of the draw, man. Like, I don't really know. I don't really know how they grade them in Japan. Like I say, it's probably a different person every time grading these. It's a fairly small store, so I'm pretty sure it's a different person. So we have some Jolteons here. These are grade Bs. Pretty nice. I do love this jungle Jolteon. Man, looking at all these cards makes me appreciate these cards so much more than like modern cards. Because if you take a look at modern holos, I keep putting it too high. If you look at modern holos, there's just nothing this cool. And it's not nostalgia for me, because, like I said to you guys before, I was pretty much too young to really remember Pokemon that well. Pokemon, I remember like the Sapphire, Ruby, Game Boy era perfectly, because I was old enough to kind of remember it. But, you know, I was only like 2-3 years old when Pokemon was out, so I don't really have that much of a good memory of you know, vintage base set jungle fossil Pokemon cards, just because I was too young, and I didn't look after my cards very well, and I played around with them properly. So yeah, it's not really an attachment thing. It's just I do just absolutely love the way these cards were all made. The art in them is just awesome. Just look at this. I mean, we get nothing like this anymore, or Blaine's Moltres. Just when you get a holo now in your packs, you kind of like discard them. You know, I do that. If I go to a store and I'm just like, I'll buy a Pokemon pack and I get a holo in it, it's like a disappointment. But at the same time, I get disappointed when it's V's or VMAXs. I'm only happy when it's like an alternate art now. And those are very, very difficult to get. Very difficult. So the last one of this stack, we got a ton of them. So there must be different grades, unless I somehow got lucky. I did get lucky. So I got heaps of these. Heaps and heaps of grade B Articunos. Let me get one out for you so you can see the entire thing. Fossil Articunos. This one has a bit of scratching on the holo I could see with my own eyes. Maybe the camera won't pick it up, but the very top, there's a little bit, and to the side. That's why it's a grade B. Otherwise, you know, the back is clean as well, so that's what let it down right there. But yeah, there's heaps. There's heaps of them. So if you want an Articuno, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get one. Where do I put this? I'll just put it over here by this Gyarados. There we go. CGC 9s look way better than PSA 10s. I agree. I mean, grading companies are all over the place right now, man. I think the cards that people are going to be getting back now are going to be more, how do I put it? All over the place, like misgraded perhaps, or undergraded or overgraded than any time before, because the amount of stress that those graders went through when they're getting 40,000 cards in per day. And I'm sure PSA were saying, hey, you guys have to grade X amount of cards per day. We've got to get this done. You got to be doing double shifts, blah, blah, blah. That's not 100% true, because I'm just making that up. I'm just thinking in my head that's what they would have been saying. So the stress on graders would be higher than ever. They'll just be wanting to pump them out. And yeah, I have a feeling anyway that that's what was happening. So anyway, we're going to go into another stack. So this stack here is all still vintage. I'm just trying to sort through it. And then the next stack will be like Heart Gold, Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, and Diamond and Pearl era. Just trying to make sure my stacks are correct. There's a couple. Yeah. All right. I'm splitting them up into different stacks now. So I still got 2 more stacks of vintage. There's still a lot to go through. A lot. I thought I'd be done in half an hour, and I've already been going for 46 minutes. Dang. Okay. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading chat so I don't miss what you guys are saying. Yeah, you're more of a modern collector. The older cards are usually more expensive and harder to find. I would agree with that in English. These cards here in English are very difficult, especially if they were graded, like this grade A, B, C, D, whatever. I think they would be expensive. But in Japanese, it seems to be the other way around. These are affordable, and the modern cards are so out of my price range, and pretty much anyone's price range, which, you know, if you have like a kid or a family or anything, you're not gonna be able to afford it. If you don't have a decent job, you're probably not gonna be able to afford it. I mean, the latest top card is going for $999 on eBay. None of these cards come even close to that. I think you could buy every single one of these cards, which I'm gonna show you, and still have about like $700 to spare. So it's definitely crazy. Japanese, if you're wanting to collect vintage, collect it in Japanese. I'm not saying that because I suddenly have them in vintage. I'm just saying, like, I have taken a step back from modern for a little bit. I'm not selling modern for a little bit just because the prices are way out of control and I can't get them for a decent price, so therefore you guys can't get them at a decent price. So yeah, and these are also, you know, remember every pack had a holo, right? In Japanese, or something like that. I can't remember, but there's way more of these printed than there are in English. So that's another reason why they're a lot cheaper. But at the same time, they're better quality. They don't have the yucky border. I think these are a lot nicer, and they have the cool, you know, Pocket Monster logo at the back. So there's a lot to enjoy about these. But anyway, I am going off topic as usual. So this one's actually really cool. I haven't had this in the store either. These are pretty difficult to find. Blaine's Arcanine, whatever it's called. Pretty decent. These are grade C though. So this one's actually not that bad. This could probably, if it wasn't for, you see the edges, it has a bit of whitening. But not bad at all. Not bad at all. I do love this. I'm just making sure there's no grade B's in here. No, all grade C. Yep. All grade C. So, where am I going to put this? Let's just put it at the back. Let me see here. So next, we have another Vaporeon, except it's the jungle version. Or did we have Vaporeon before? I don't think we did. Maybe I'm just tripping. Pretty decent. These are grade B, so there shouldn't be too much, if anything, really wrong with them. From the point of view of a binder card, anyway. But yeah, you can see there's pretty much. Is there any scratching? I can't see any scratches. No, this card looks clean as hell. Damn, boy. This looks like a grade A card. See, this is what I'm talking about. Clean back as well. I don't know why this is a grade B. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Let me pick another card and see if I can spot something wrong with it. It wasn't off-center like that Mewtwo. See, this one here, I understand why it's a grade B, because if you see at the bottom, there you go, like here, there's a little, my hands are shaking, why? A little, not cut, but a little hollow scratch, but it does have a cool swirl. And the back is pretty decent as well. But yeah, pretty sweet. The Vaporeons seem to be in good shape, so I am definitely happy about that. Put that over here. I'm running out of space for all these cards now. That alt art ray is insane, but 1,000 is too much for a raw card. Absolutely, absolutely. If you're spending $1,000 on a card, I hope you own like a Ferrari and a mansion and everything that goes with that, because that's insane. I can't imagine I struggle to spend $100 on a card for myself when I'm talking is what I'm talking about. $100 for me is like to put in a binder and to look at once in a while and enjoy once in a while. $1,000 is a lot, and I just don't think it retains value either. For me, that card is going to be worth, I don't know, 400 to 500 in a couple weeks. I don't know how far down it will go, but it's not going to stay at $1,000. No way. I don't even think a PSA 10 is worth $1,000. Maybe 700 to 800 PSA 10. I don't know. Grizzly, no, not yet. You will be able to on Friday. These will all be for sale on Friday and then probably over the weekend as well. I'm just showcasing them. I like to show you guys exactly what I got in, and I like to show you what grade B and A and C means, and show you kind of what the condition is. I just want to show you guys basically what's what, if you will. So we got tons. Again, Moltres is the card of the day, I guess. These are all in, I think it's grade B. I remember getting a ton of these in grade B. Yep, all of these are grade B, so they should all look fantastic. This one here looks clean. Look at that. Fossil, Moltres, not a scratch. Don't know why it's grade B. Oh, there's a little bit of silvering. So that's another thing to look out for. That might be a grade B reason, is a silvering down the edges. You can see it. To my eye here, I can't see it, but in the reflection from the view of the camera, you can see it. So it's very difficult to pick up, to the naked eye. Even the back is so clean, man. So grade A is very, very difficult to get, even in Japanese cards. Most cards are like B. If it has any form of flaw, it's automatically a B. So sometimes B cards are very, very good. And could be considered an A. Like if I was grading them, I'd probably be like, yep, that looks like a grade A to me, but that's why I don't grade these cards by myself. This one, on the other hand, you can see is a little bit more damaged on the sides and the top, but it's still a grade B. So the range of grade B is quite wide, unfortunately, but there's not really anything I can do about it, which sucks. Which does suck. That's why I wish they were a bit more stingy, grade A's are good with. Grade B should be like the first one I saw you. Grade C should be like that. Grade D should be like grade C. And then grade F should be like anything that's not grade D, basically. Anything with major damage, I guess you could say. Yes, Luke. Basically, I'm talking about rich people. Yeah. If you're able to afford that Rayquaza, you are probably rich, or you just like spending a lot of money in Pokemon, I guess. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that, but I just don't think, if you're smart with your money, don't spend it now. You spend your money however you want, but if I were you, I would wait a couple of weeks. It's definitely going to go down in price at some point. Actually, I'm not going to do it now. I'll probably do it when I'm off stream. Check out how much lower that Rayquaza's got. Surely they're still not going for $1,000. Anyway, yeah. 300k for a Charizard still baffles me on who has that kind of money for a card. Yeah, me too. It's rich people, man. Rich people are coming into Pokemon, and that's what creates price increases. At a certain point, people are just going to say, no, this is not acceptable. But yeah. Look, I do have Hitmonchans. They're right here. Grade B. And if you can hear or see in the background 2 cats chasing after each other, I apologize. They've been sleeping all day and now they're running around. So, okay, so next we have a Chansey. We basically have all of the vintage cards except the big ones, it feels like. I thought I got a couple of Venusaurs and Blastauruses, but I could be wrong. I don't know. So, pretty decent. Grade B. It's not the most exciting card, but definitely I'd say an important card for the history of Pokemon. I like to think of it as an important card. It's a very well designed card. Very basic, but just looks super nice to me anyway. This card was really highly requested when I was looking. When I think it was the last time I had all these vintage holos, a lot of people asked for it. So this is, and I've never had it before, and I'm gonna keep one for myself because it's not every day I run into this card. This one is similar to Blaine's Moltres in that it has a lot of holo, difficult to grade, difficult to find without any scratches on it. It is Lieutenant Surge's Firo. My gosh. I thought that was like a triple holo swirl there. It definitely has one decent one, but so nice. Firo is not the most glamorous Pokemon by any means, but this card gives off like a Ho-Oh vibe, and to me that kind of like elevates it in like, I don't know. The Pokemon doesn't have to be that cool, but this card is awesome. It's definitely one of my favorites. And I don't own it until now, I guess. I'm probably not going to keep this one though. I want one of you guys to have it. I'll just take whichever one's left over. But yeah, super sweet. Look at that. That's definitely a double swirl, I think. I thought there was a triple one. Like, I thought this bit here was like the beginning of one. That would have been cool. But yeah. All of them are grade B, I believe. Super nice. I'll just put it down here, probably. There we go. Now the whole screen is filled with with vintage cards. Should have put this as the thumbnail for the video. Yeah. Yeah, 300k. If you're buying Pokemon cards for 300k, it's definitely, yeah, Monopoly money to you. Yeah. There's no way anyone who needs like 300k is using on Pokemon cards, unless you have like a serious like gambling problem or something. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, definitely strong Ho-Oh vibes. I think that's why I like that card so much. Definitely gives off that it's not better than a Firo, because there's nothing wrong with Firo. It just is, I don't know how to put it. Just really cool. Just really cool. So next up we have a Fossil card. We're kind of like bouncing between Gym Challenge and Fossil at the moment. It is a Gengar, grade B. Look at that. Clean, baby. Oh, man. This holo is just so nice. So nice. So good. Just makes it so much nice. I don't know. I keep using the word nice. This is so off-center, by the way. I've only just realized. Oh my gosh. I've never had so many off-center cards before. I don't think I own a single Japanese vintage off-center card, and we've had that crazy Mew one, and now we have this Gengar one here. So if you're into off-center cards, I'm your guy. Apparently. But yeah, we got heaps of Gengar. Lots and lots of Gengars. Put him over there. Oh yeah, it definitely does blows vintage holo away for sure. For sure. Yeah, yo Jeb, I started a Pokemon business this summer. Part of it was inspired by you, and I've been doing great selling mystery boxes. Hey man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love to hear that. Love to hear that I'm of some help. My YouTube videos, but that's great. Oh, would you ever get banned Sabrina's Gengar in? I know it's a bit pricey, but I've been chasing it. Yeah, probably. The banned cards even in Japan have started going up. So I believe Japanese, I don't know if it's that Japanese people have come to the realization that their cards are kind of rare because they're banned, or because people from overseas like me are bringing them in more and more often, and therefore the prices are going up. I'm not really sure, but I have a feeling it's the latter. But yeah, I have seen Sabrina's Gengar. I have seen the Misty card, Misty's Tears. I've seen the one. What's the other one? Grimer. Grimer's still pretty cheap just because it's a common card, so there's so many of them around. But yeah, I can probably get some in for next time. I'll try have a look. I can't remember what price they're at. I think it was, like I said before, if there's only one of the card in the store, I don't typically buy it. So that might be the reason why I didn't buy it, because I can't remember the prices of them. So I try to buy as many in bulk as I can, just so it's easier for you guys to get it. Daniel, I got into Japanese because English is overpriced. The biggest mistake ever. I'm selling all my Japanese cards. I realized I like reading them too much. Yeah. I just don't care about English at all. I just don't care. I have my girlfriend, her nephew likes Pokemon, so I just send all my English stuff to him basically. So yeah. Don't worry, you're not late. You're not late. This is we still got a decent amount to go through. Still got a decent amount. What's your overall opinion on the Eevee sets? I'll quickly show this card while I'm talking about it. This one is Palpitoad. So we got into Neo. This is our first Neo card. This is a sick card, by the way. I love it. Such a cool design. The camera's not picking it up because it's weird. That swirl is cool. But from my angle, it's like cool because it has like the sun or the moon. I don't know which one it is in the background. Also, it kind of looks like the Death Star when it's getting built. The Death Star in Pokemon. Anyway, Eevee Heroes, I did like, but I only liked for the alternate cards, and that's the thing with Modern at the moment, is that the sets that they're creating only have one good thing about them, and that is the alternate art cards. I'm not a player. I don't play Pokemon. I've tried like the Pokemon Online. I understand the game, but I just don't keep up with the actual like goings on of the game at all. So I don't know if it's more tailored to that or if it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know. So to me, these are the only thing that's saving Pokemon at the moment. Not saving Pokemon. Saving the Pokemon sets at the moment are the art cards. The V's are ugly. VMAXs are ugly. The Hollows are nothing to be excited about. I have a really big thing against V's and VMAXs. I totally understand that they are for the TCG game, to play with your friends or play against people to be competitive with. It's not for art or for looks. I just think all of them look exactly the same. All of them look too CGI'd. I much prefer the ones which are kind of like hand-drawn, like these. Any of these, pretty much anything that Arita makes. All the alt art cards look like they've been painted or they've been drawn. They don't look like they're computerized at all. But V's, VMAXs, even some special arts. The hyper rares I hate so much because they're just so boring. I'm so sick of seeing rainbow rares. But yeah, I don't care. That's why I don't care too much about Modern at the moment. The only cards that I care about are $200+. So a lot of the trainers are super expensive now. I think Lily is over $2,000. Lily, the first full art trainer card of Lily is $2,000 in Japanese. Look at the Marnie cards. They're $500+ to $1,000 now. I do like the full art cards, full art trainer cards. I think they're cool. Gives the characters a bit more importance, I think, which is also really cool. But I just don't give a crap about V's and VMAXs or definitely not the hyper rares. I hate them so much. They're lazy. They're boring. This is what I love. Like hand drawn. Like look at this Gyarados, man. Like this is a million times better than anything that's V or VMAX. Anything. I really wish for one set. I really wish for the 25th anniversary set, and I don't want to get too much into that right now, that they'd kind of just go back to their roots and just like only do like a set which is the best card you can get as a holo, like one of these. And I do understand that they do have holos like these, but it's like a 20 card set? Like I'd love like a 60 card set, and we had like 10 or 12 really nice holos. Everything was hand drawn, no CGI, no animated looking cards. That would just be the best. But I'm not in charge of Pokemon for a reason, so it sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Good night, Luke. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Full art Vs aren't too bad. Yeah, I mean, that was it, the Clefairy one that came out not long ago. I do like that. A lot of them are decent, but some of them are still pretty boring. So yeah, the V Union cards, don't even get me started on those. I'm actually supposed to be getting some in because I know a lot of people wanted them, but V Union is the stupidest thing ever. I'm just going to show you more cards, by the way, because I start ranting. This is an Ampharos. Pretty sweet card. This is from Neo. These are grades B. grade B. Pretty nice. I haven't had these in either, so they'll be an exciting card for sure. But yeah, V Union is just so dumb. It's just another Pokemon gimmick. And I feel as though I've been shitting on the Pokemon Company a lot recently. But I just think it's because they're so lazy. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's just gimmicky. It's boring. I think maybe it's because I'm old-fashioned. So, I don't know. Yeah, the computer generated. I understand they're kind of like, I don't even know if even the people who play the Pokemon game like the idea of V-Union. It's just so dumb. Yeah, Charles, you definitely baited me into that. I'm the kind of person where if you put an opinion out there that I don't like and I know it's bait, I'm still gonna buy it. I'm still gonna buy it. Yeah, but like loads of people hate V-Union, will still buy V-Union, and that's fine. It's just one of those things I wish the Pokemon Company would incorporate. I just hope it's not. I hope it's poorly received so the Pokemon stops printing them. That's how I view it. I think the Mewtwo is really cool, but I wish it was just a standalone card. Same with what was that card that was announced? It was one of the 25th anniversary Pikachu cards where Pikachu was in every single Pikachu that was ever created or something was inside the picture. And in my head, I was like, this is a sick card. I'm gonna like quickly go on Instagram, put a picture on it, and I zoomed in closer, and I was like, wait, this is like 4 cards put together. This is a stupid V-Union card. Oh my god, it was so annoying. But yeah. Jonathan, actually, if someone only gets the Japanese cards because they're cheaper, they become representations of that person's failure in life is become successful enough to afford what they want. Yeah, that's true. I just personally, even if this was $1,000, these cards are $1,000, I'd still prefer them over English. I've said it a million times, like quality. The way they look, I like the Japanese writing. I think the people who make the Japanese cards, whether it's in the factory, whether it's the Pokemon Company in Japan, whether it's the people creating them, whether it's because the artists are actually Japanese, there just seems to be a lot more care put into Japanese cards than English. English is rushed out. English is damaged. English is off-center. English is the quality is poorer. The hollows are scratchier. It's just yuck. To me, that's the way I see it. So that's why I prefer Japanese by a long shot. I just think they're a lot nicer. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let me see. Oh, this one's really cool. I love this one. I don't have one of these cards yet, so I am actually keeping one for myself. This is the first time I could get them in bulk. The Feraligatr Neo. I think it's dark Feraligatr, if I'm not mistaken. Super cool. Or maybe it's light Feraligatr. Can't remember if it's dark or light. It looks like light. Super decent. I like it. Nicely drawn. Who made this card? Nishida. I thought it was Arita. My bad. So we're getting to the tail end of the vintage stuff. So we got a couple promos, which are vintage promos. They are reverse hollow from the Neo binders. These are all grade Bs. Super hard to get them in grade A because all the foil is pretty much all of the card. Let me just take it out for you. So this is the Entei. I believe this is the promo binder 2. Not 100% sure. But yeah, I used to have this in a PSA 10, then I sold it, which was probably a bad idea at the time. I sold it for like $50, I think. But yeah. I'm just not a big graded card collector because I just don't have anywhere to put them. So it's rather difficult for me to collect the graded stuff and like keep them in like a decent place because I have to keep all these cards here. Yeah, the yellow border is a big issue for me. I just don't like it, but it is what it is. Everyone has personal preference. Like Hollow Panita says, it's totally up to you what you like. Don't listen to people like me. Don't listen to YouTubers. Don't listen to your friends. If you like it, and that's it. Don't listen to other people. If you like V-Union cards, enjoy them. If you like Vs and VMAXs, enjoy them. So that's just the way. I'm just here to give my crappy opinions. So these are promos as well. I believe. Are these the promos? No, these are not the promos. Sorry. These are just regular Snorlaxes. So the XY era actually reprinted Snorlax, and it was used as a promo in Japan. But this is the OG Snorlax, the jungle Snorlax with a nice swirl right there with his hand. Very nice. We got a couple of those. Everything's in bulk. I just don't want to drone on for too long. It's already been an hour. Jeez. Okay, as usual, I'm not going to show you guys these too much because I get them in every single time. The good old Heracross. We love Heracross. This channel loves Heracross. If you don't like Heracross, I don't like you. I'm just kidding, but seriously, Heracross is the best. Super cool. Super cool design. Super cool Pokemon. I have nowhere to put these cards anymore. I'm just going to have to keep scooting them closer and closer. So we're getting more into Neo now. I had a couple of these last time. They took ages to sell, but I thought, who doesn't love a teddy bear? Ursa Ring. A lot of holo. These are graded B, like most of the other cards. Pretty awesome. Have I ever collected or seen Korean cards? I've not collected them, but I've seen them. A couple of my friends open Korean booster boxes. Really, really cool. I just prefer collecting one thing, so I'm just stuck on Japanese. I don't really care about English or Korean or blah, blah, blah. But yeah, if you like Korean cards, then yeah. They're a lot cheaper. Good quality still. It's just because it's a lot smaller market compared to English and Japanese. Oh, Charles, we were waiting for Heracross to restock. Nice. Yeah, I got plenty of Heracross. I don't even know where I just put them. I just had them on my hand a second ago, and they're under here. I think I got like 5 or 6. This one, I'm keeping one for myself, so there's only going to be 2 available. I really bought it because I only got these because I wanted one for myself super badly. So there's going to be 2 available. Pretty hard to grade because most of the card is a holo. The Kabutops from Neo, such a cool artwork. Imagine swimming in the water and seeing that coming for you. Holy. Yeah, this is a lot more vicious than the fossil version of Kabutops. So nice. But yeah, I got 2, or I got 3 technically, but I'll keep 1 probably. And then we got only a couple more for vintage cards. This is a really cool card, Aerodactyl, whatever you want to call it, from Neo as well. It looks like a baby compared to, was it the fossil Aerodactyl that looks a lot older? But yeah, really cute. And then the final Neo card we have is one of my favorites. Very simple artwork for a very, very good card. Celebi. So awesome. So cool. So simple. So beautiful. Grade B. All of them are grade Bs. Now we're going to jump into a little bit of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, a little bit of Diamond and Pearl, and the last ones. Actually, I'll show you the modern ones I got first. So a lot of people were asking me for this. I didn't do this because I wanted to do it. It's just because people wanted it for cheap, and I give into that kind of stuff. So I got a decent amount of VMAX Glaceons. It's not the worst VMAX in the world. I do dislike VMAXs a whole lot, but at least it's a decent Pokemon. Pretty nice for a VMAX, I would say. It's probably something that I would collect, maybe, just because it's a special kind of card. And we also got Leafeons as well. So they're all grade A, by the way, because they're modern and pretty easy to get. I think I got like 6 or 7 of each. So those are the only like true modern cards I believe I got, just because they weren't expensive and a lot of people were asking for some evolutions. So yeah. Hey Jody, thanks for tuning in. Neo is where it's at. Yeah, absolutely. Neo is a great era. But yeah, okay, so we got some Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So these cards are a lot rarer to get just because Pokemon, I don't know, didn't take a dive. Perhaps it did. It wasn't as popular, put it that way. These are a lot more difficult to find. I try get Heart Gold, Soul Silver in all the time. I try get kind of the eras before Black and White, as much as I can, and Diamond and Pearl. But yeah, so we got a couple of these. I absolutely love. These are non-hollow, by the way. For alligators, these are grade A's, so they're mint. And as you can see, they have the not traditional, but the new Pokemon backs on them. But yeah, I really thought these were like kind of cool. Don't see them around very much, so decided to get them. Oh, that was the only Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's disappointing. That sucks. And then I got a heap of promos in of Groudon or Groudon, however you guys want to pronounce it. These are promos from the ADV series, so basically Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald era. Don't ask me what promo this is for. I can't remember. It'll be in the listing on my store. I'll give some information. I have to do a bit of research. These cards look fake, and they're not fake 100%, I promise you. It has that like glossy, plasticky look to it. But they're not fake. It's just some Japanese cards look like this. I don't know why. So I got a heap of those in. I probably won't ever get them in again. It's just one of those lucky days. I guess someone had a ton of promos and sold it to the store. Yeah, I'm good, Andrew. How are you, man? Thank you for asking. Yeah, the nostalgia and the artwork is just amazing. Yeah, Cosmo foil is definitely the best foil out of anything that we've seen so far. But yeah, and the Heart Gold Soul Silver era card layout is super cool. Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's definitely a good era. It's just very difficult to find anything from that era. So which sucks. So I have a couple of these. These are from Diamond and Pearl, I believe. No, sorry, that's ADV series. These are grade B's. Just Pinsir. I can't get him in the correct light. It's a very dark card. It's very difficult. But yeah, Pinsir, very cool. Don't have many of them ever come in. Probably keep one for myself. I've been like trying to sneakily collect ADV because I don't know. I think it's a cool era. It's probably my favorite era is like Ruby and Sapphire, to be honest with you. And then we have a Sceptile or Sceptile, however you want to say it. I always say it wrong, apparently. So, a lot of hollow on there. I like how they brought back that Cosmos space pattern almost. Grade B's. Very cool. And I think this is the last one. Thank goodness, my voice is dying. It's been an hour and a half. This is my first time streaming again, so talking for a long time. I had these in a while ago, some Salamences. So only one is in first edition. The rest are not, as you can see in the bottom left corner. I don't know if you guys care about first edition or not, but the one that's first edition will be on a different listing from the others. The price will not be that much different. If you don't care about first edition, just get these ones because they're exactly the same. They're all grade B. But yeah, that's it. That's all the cards. And I'm going to be having, is it Wednesday tomorrow or is it Thursday tomorrow? I don't even know. Let me checking on my computer. It's Thursday tomorrow. God. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to be putting all the listings together, fixing them, making sure the prices are right, probably decreasing or increasing current listings. And then on Friday, they'll be up. Now, what time on Friday? I don't know. It's difficult because some people are still working in America in the afternoon, whereas I want to get it out early enough so those in Europe can get it. So I don't know. So remember, there's all these cards plus also these as well. The Pokemon Go promos and also the gold promos, which are over here. I'm trying to reach them. And these promos too will be available. And there might be some things restocked. I need to like double check my stock and like adjust my store accordingly because after that huge sale, I under counted some things, so there's some things that are listed as out of stock on the website which aren't actually out of stock, so I'll fix that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's everything from me. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. It's awesome to see that 24 of you still caring enough to tune into the live streams. That's a lot more than I thought. I thought I was going to be talking to myself. So I appreciate you guys if you stayed here for the entire time. If you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram. I'll get back to you. I've been slow getting back to people on Instagram. That's my fault. I will be a lot quicker, I promise. I'm just trying to get everything back in the flow. So have a good night, guys. I appreciate you all very, very much. Take care. Be nice to each other. And I will see you guys again shortly. I'll try to put out more videos, but I just don't want to put out crap videos where I'm talking rubbish like a lot of Pokemon YouTubers, if you want to call them that, do. So, yeah. All right. Take care, guys. I'll speak to you guys again soon. Peace.